G'day everyone and welcome to RSL Active's Veteran and First Responder Yoga. This week we're going to be doing a 60-minute beginner-friendly Hatha yoga class. We're going to be building on what we've been working on in the last few weeks and just flowing on for a lot of the different cues and building on what we've been doing, building up on that strength, the upper body strength, opening up the hips, and some balance work as well as doing some more breathing. So we're going to be, that's one thing for me is breathing's a big thing, or pranayama they call it in yoga in the formal terms. But breathing is one of those things that we do it, it's free, but when we can actually actively breathe, there's so many benefits that we can have from self-regulating in stressful environments to being able to charge us up and energize our body in slumps, as well as being able to notice where our whole respiratory system can be going. So slowly but surely we're going to be hooking in. Alrighty guys, so as you'll see in front of you, we have our props, we have the chairs. I'm a big fan of making sure that we can use these props and chairs so that we can have a safe practice, as well as extend or bring the floor up so that we can access some other poses. I'll give some cues as to when you could use them, or if you know what your modification is now, please do so. Everything here is invite by invite, so it's your choice, trauma informed. So you have the choice to be able to make it. If you find yourself in pain, that's no good. Back off from that. So if we're stretching and feeling a stretch and some discomfort, that's great. But if we're in pain, back off, because I don't want you to be injured. All right, I am aware of the injuries that we do have. As usual, being veterans and ex-first responders, it's usually backs, hips, shoulders, mental. So we're all going to be working on everything here to be able to bring those into alignment as best as we can. Alrighty guys, so today we are going to be starting standing. So one of my mentors started standing today and I was inspired by being able to do that. So let's hook in here. We're just going to take a normal breath. We're just going to jiggle around a little bit and arrive at our mat. So you could take a soft gaze in front of you, or if you feel comfortable, close down your eyes or soften that gaze. Go internal, see where you are in your body that might need a little bit of TLC today. Alright, so we can just see jiggling things there, trying to stay loose. Let go of holding the belly in. Alright, we all don't have six packs here, it's okay. And you can take a nice arrival breath. And shoulders loose. Another big one. Pumping up the bellows of our chest and our lungs, and beautiful. So let's just start off with somatics. Let's do a little bit of face massage. Let's get our thumbs. We're going to be placing them in between our jaw. Right, you're going to grab behind your head like this and just sort of come in here and give your jaw a little bit of a massage, slowly pressing in and up around the jaw. Maybe you might want to open your jaw and see and notice what you notice with this. We hold a lot of tension here, and if any of you follow that moon state, there's been a lot of energy in the air, so sometimes we can store some of that energy here. With our fingers now, we're going to be changing them around to the back, thumbs here, the back of the cranium, alright, the base, and we're going to go from the middle. Sorry, I've got my back to you guys so that you can see what I'm doing, and then loosening the neck, coming up behind here, maybe behind the ears, and you'll feel that tension, or notice if there's any tension in your neck, sorry. So we're going introspective. Trauma informed is always about going introspective, not saying you with me. It's got to be mindful of that. Righty guys, now we're going to get our hand and we're going to cup it. We're going to use our fingers, starting on the left hand side here. Just going to give our neck a little bit of TLC on the side here, where we might be storing some of that tension. Coming down here, bringing around and tapping the chest. Whoop, there's my microphone, so I better not tap there. Is this thing working? Doof, doof, doof. Hello everyone, watching back on the playback. If you are joining us again on the playback, big welcome to you. Right, here on the side. And then now we're going to cup our hand and then start giving us ourselves. Then the arms, waking ourselves up. Pat yourself on the back for rocking up today in this rainy weather. Come around on the other side now. Keep tapping. I forgot to put on my timer as well. Jeez, that's good. We're going to be like doing a 75-minute. Keep going up and down, guys. And there we go. That's the timer. And the tapping there. Tapping our legs. Wake up. We'll be waking up every single part of the bodies here. Oh, you shouldn't, guys. You shouldn't have. Yeah, give me some more applause. All right, no worries. Wicked. Alrighty, excellent work, guys. So from here, we're just going to do a couple of circles with our head. We're starting off at the top today instead of going bottom down. We're going top down. Going one way, going the other way. This is where we want to start engaging some of our Ujjayi breath, or ocean breath. If that's in your practice, if we're still working towards it, a little bit of how we do it is if you imagine, you could just go intuitively switching around there with your head, maybe a side to side if it spawns a yawn. Right, actually, before I keep going, if you end up yawning, that's absolutely fine. It's not a bad thing because when we're doing this, it's that transition there, right? So yawns are good. It helps us move from different states with our body chemistry, so that's all good. All right, so guys, with this one now, we're going to get our hands and we're going to place them on our shoulders here. And again, this is called the Kalibata breath, is what we did last time. All right, so we're going to be setting our feet and our base, right? And this time we're going to be just changing to our left, right? So it's, and then we're trying to breathe out through our nose, right? And just inhale, exhale as we turn. It doesn't need to be big ones there, just small ones because it's still warming up our back. We're warming up our diaphragm a bit more. And let's change to the left-hand side now, or whichever side, the opposite side to what you're doing. So try and keep it so that our feet are steady and we're warming up our spine, keeping the hands up. With that out breath through the nostrils as well, when we're doing these, just imagine when we breathe out is pulling that our navel towards our spine, towards the back body. Excellent. Now let's put the hands down here. Right, starting off from the top, coming into mountain pose, looking down at our feet, shoulder width apart, lift your toes up, place them down. All right, so what we're going to do is just have a quick wobble there, and I want you to notice with your feet, right, is looking at having all four corners of your feet, or the three depending on what your thoughts are, is having the toe knuckles or the ball of your feet touching the ground, as well as your heel and then the side of the foot. That's giving us a big stable base. Soft knees. By building down from here, you can see where we are. This is like going into, okay, now I've grounded. That's a good grounding. Maybe you might jiggle your hips a little bit. Some of us have had some hip work done, seeing where the difference bit is in. We might even tilt our pelvis a little bit here. Imagine that pulling your belly button up. All right, so that's that pelvic tilt. And you'll see it here as well, all right? That's it. And then the hands. Building up on the hands, they can be by the side like this, whatever's comfortable for you, or you can outturn them depending on what your shoulders are feeling today. Right, so we're going to be inhaling. Hands, fingers up, eyes to sky, gaze to thumbs, and then forward, fold, coming down the center line, softening the knees. Head's the last thing to go. Right, now we're going to go peel up one at a time, slowly, vertebrae at a time. Shoulders come back, and then I'm going to show you something as well, guys, which has been been taught to me with the hands. We can either, depending on how much space we have, we can bring them up from the side, or we could bring them up here. That is both absolutely fine, what works. But sometimes we might not have the accessibility to have our hands right above our heads. So it's actually all right to have them in front of you in that sort of half 45 degrees. So then that way your shoulders feel okay. All right, so it's just about lifting the shoulders up and then up. Okay, so then feeling those shoulders there. So if that works for you or up, that's totally fine. So don't feel that you need to feel pressured to lift your hands way up above your head. All right, so from here, mountain pose, inhaling. And then we're going to forward fold, hinging at the hips, coming down the center line, bending the knees if that's it. We're still warming up. And then from here, we loosen our head as the last bit. Okay, now you might want to start walking your feet out a little bit. Okay, loosening up that lower back. If it's comfortable for you, is grabbing both elbows and letting your hands hang down. This is called ragdoll. So you can lift each foot up. We're loosening up the lower back. Wagging the tail. Right now, we're going to bring our hands back to the ground. And now, flat back. Inhaling, hands up. And then exhaling, coming to cactus. That's it. Or prisoner, whichever way you want to see it. Inhaling. We're going to add a twist now. So twist to your right. Hands apart. Okay, looking down at your right hand or whichever hand is at the back. Inhaling up to center and then going into cactus again. Inhaling. Exhaling, turning. Trying to keep your feet grounded. Right? Like a tree, you can sway. That's it. Excellent work, guys. Inhaling. Going to forward fold now. Okay, you can engage your Ujjayi breath. I got distracted from that before. Inhaling, flat back, coming all the way up, looking at the thumbs and down. So just while we have a little bit now to jiggle out, that ocean breath or Ujjayi breath is done by being, if you can imagine, trying to fog up a mirror. But then what we do is get the top of our tongue, close the mouth, and restrict the back of the throat. So if you think where your tongue is, you place it on the top of the mouth. The air will actually escape out of your nose and it'll form that ocean breath like you're listening to the side of a seashell. Okay, so that's how we do the Ujjayi breath when we're connecting it up. All right, so guys, 3-part breath we're going to be going in now, going from the lower diaphragm to the mid to the top. And then exhaling down as we're doing it, just adding some of this. So that's part of it, or your Ujjayi breath. Okay, mountain pose. All right, inhaling, hands up, cactus arms now, exhaling. All right, excellent work, inhaling. We're going to rotate now in a T, right hand back, looking to the wall or to the back of the room, inhaling. Cactus. Linking up the breath to the movement. And then inhaling. And then forward fold. Soft knees, you can bend knees, belly to thighs. Last thing's the head. Now we're going to be coming up to halfway lift, inhaling. Hands supporting on our shins, gazing straight to the ground, so we lengthen our spine, back down. You may need a block, that's okay. Loosen your head again. Let's do this 2 more times to halfway lift. Inhaling. Exhaling. So you could choose to straighten your legs as well when we're coming up, or keeping them bent as we come down. Loosening the head is the last one. And then last one here. 1 more time, halfway lift. From here, I want you to imagine, guys, if we can just get our hands now, and just put them behind you, okay? This one here is called flying your halfway lift, all right? So we're going to try and come that. So I'm going to go back down, bend the knees, loosen the head, all right? And then now we're going to breathe in, and we're going to fly our halfway lift. Fantastic work. And then now we're going to hinge up, place our hands on our hips, and then we feel this hinge up from the hips. Beautiful work, okay? So now we're feeling those body mechanics as we're coming in. All right, let's loosen up a little bit. Woo. All right, excellent. Well, you know it. I love sun salutations, so let's do some of these sun salutations. Always a good part to be able to come in. So from here, I've got the camera on this side today, so I've got my back to you, sorry guys. From here, let's look at our feet, again, building it up from the base. All right, some of us might feel more comfortable with having our feet in, that's absolutely fine. But for me and my hips, I like to have mine shoulder width apart. Looking down again, lifting the toes up, bringing them down, tilting the pelvis forward, hands forward or to the side, shoulders back. So if we go from here, we don't need to crank them back like this. It's just actually letting them sit. So if we actually get it, let's do this from here. Hands face your palms towards your legs. So this is the way that I try to set the shoulders. We're setting the shoulders, that's it. And just squeezing the shoulders back a little bit without going too much. That will actually set our shoulders correctly without overly forcing it. So from here, setting, shoulders set, slightly down. Right, inhaling, arms up, looking at the thumbs, gaze to thumbs. Now coming down the midline, hinging at the hips, exhaling. Hands down to ground. Okay, last thing's the head. Halfway lift now, come up. You can choose to support or fly. Yogi's choice. Exhaling, hands meet mat. All right, with me this first time, because we're coming down into plank pose, left foot back. Left foot back, right foot back. Or you might need your modification with the chair, that's absolutely fine. From here, we are in our high plank pose. All right, so if we're having a look, hands, our gaze are to our, in between our hands. That's where the gaze is, correct? Fantastic work here. And we're going to do 2 breaths in. Inhale. Inhaling. With me, first time down, guys, is now. Knees. Let's drop the knees. All right, and then chest and chin at the same time. Keeping the elbows back, we're going to lower down. Exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Down, untuck the toes. So we have flat feet now. Or you guys are there flat like that with the chair, fantastic. We're going to push now back. Baby cobra. It's like someone's grabbing our shirt and pulling back. And then exhaling down. First time here, we're going to push the ground away and push our tailbone to the back into child's pose. Right, this is a preparatory pose from here. And then, so now let's tuck our toes. Tuck your toes. We're prepping to go to downward dog, so we're going to lift up our knees and push away with our hands, and then push our hips up and back. Fantastic work there, yes, excellent work there with the chair as well. So now excellent work, fantastic mate, good. And now let's inhale and walk up. Walk your hands in or walk up towards your hands, whichever way works, guys, and we'll meet in the center. If you need to take a break as well, that's absolutely fine. We will all meet in mountain pose. Inhaling to the hands and then exhaling. The beauty about yoga, guys, is that it's all invitational. So if we need to go back to a home base or go to here, that's fine. The other thing as well is if we go to plank and you're not quite ready to go to the full plank, it is absolutely okay to just go to hands and knees, all right? And then explore from here whether you tuck your toes or have them flat and see what the difference is, okay? And then cat-cows are also a great option to be able to do the flow in the sun salutation. So that's also good. So if you feel tired or if your body's not quite feeling it today, that's a good option to be able to have as well. All right, let's do this. We're going to be doing sun salutation A 2 more times. Setting the feet, hands out, shoulders back, inhaling, looking to thumbs to sky, exhaling, hinging at the hips, bending belly to thighs if you need. Last thing is the head, inhaling. You can choose to fly your arms, halfway lift as well, looking up, straighten legs, and then exhaling. Hands down. We can step back now, right foot back or left foot back. Right, high plank, or we could go onto our knees if that's all right for you. All right, this time you can choose yogi's choice, knees, chest, chin, or lower down like a push-up. Inhale to set, and then exhaling, lower down. Right, or knees, chest, chin, perfect. Last thing is to untuck the toes. All right, now we could go up to cobra. Inhaling, pushing back on the hands. We're not dumping into our back and bending from the back. We're pushing up from the hands and looking forward. Exhaling. Now we can tuck our toes again if you need. Right, pushing back on the hands, and then we'll meet in downward dog. Right, downward dog, fantastic work here. You can bend your knees as well in downward dog, so that's also fine. That's right, straighten the arms out if you're on the chair. Take your gaze to your feet. Right, so this is where you're at, excellent, or cat-cows. Let's do 2 breaths here. With each breath that you exhale, you want to push away with your hands. And imagine that your tailbone is trying to reach for the sky, and our gaze is our fingers, setting to be able to come up now. Inhaling and then walking up, lots of little steps towards our hands, and we're meeting at forward fold, and then inhaling 1 vertebrae at a time, coming up, hands, and then Samasiti. All right, hands down there. So we'll do this one more time. Now, if you notice, just so as we're going, because I've noticed that everyone's at sort of different levels, as an option for you, and this helps with the handstand, I'm moving away so that we could all see right here, is when I'm coming from downward dog, right, and we're coming in, this helps with how you're shifting the weight. So my hands on the pads are here. If I bend my knees and then come up, I'm actually pushing against my hands, and then on the tippy toes walking up. This is also a preparation for handstand or headstand as well. So what we're doing is we're solidifying our grip here, and then walking up, trying to sort of, as we're walking up, imagining our tailbone is coming up. So if you wanted to give that a go, that's an option for you that we're making available. If not, it's also cool to be able to walk up how we've been going. All right, last time now, guys. Sun Salutation A. Setting in mountain pose, hands by the side, feet set. Inhaling. Looking to sky. Exhaling. Fantastic work. Last thing with the head here. Okay, we're going to fly the arms this time. Inhaling. Halfway lift. Exhaling. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling. Halfway lift. And then hands meet mat. We'll meet in high plank. Once we're all in high plank, we can set. Perfect. Fantastic work. Let's do 2 breaths here. Inhale. And then exhale. Pull your belly in. Inhale. Fill up the lungs. Exhale. Right. Fantastic. That's a good detoxing breath. Inhale to set. We can bring our weight over where our hands are. And then knees, chest, chin, or lower down. Yogi's choice. Exhaling. Low push up, under control. Last thing is to untuck the feet, and then your head, your forehead might actually be on the ground. That's absolutely fine. That's grounding. And then inhaling, pushing away. If it's in your practice today, you can come up to up dog, or you can come up to cobra where our hips are still on the ground. Yogi's choice. Exhaling. Head comes down, and we will meet in, pushing back again now, tucking the toes in, downward facing dog. Right, fantastic work there. Cat cow is also good, fantastic. 2 breaths here, guys. Open mouth on the exhale. One more. Inhaling to set, and let's walk up now, 1 step at a time. Lots of little steps to get to our forward fold, where now we're just going to ragdoll it, loosen up that lower back. Yes. All right, loosen your head, let go of anything, and then inhaling, coming up. Hang on, hang on. No, it's not, but it's all right. Come in, welcome to join. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, bro. All right, yeah. Oh yeah, there's a spot that we reserved here right for you. Yeah, yes, yeah. Awesome. We're in the standing series now, so you dodged the bullet with our all good, man. Sweet as. Fantastic. Alrighty guys, back to our standing series now. Alright, so from here, we're going to be moving into Warrior 1. So from here, hands on hips. Set again, is when we do this, is just, if we imagine our elbows are out, facing each side, that actually gives us our chest, it opens up the shoulders. And then in breathing in, let's just see where it is. And then sticking the chest out and then just noticing that. And when we go, right, CEO's coming in to give you a medal and, right, one more time, inhaling. And then exhaling. All right, so from here, inhaling, set, and then exhaling, moving our right foot back. If we have a look now, let's imagine the width of we're going to be working on Warrior 1 today. And so what we're looking at is, if we're looking at our hips, we're bending the front knee, and that's tracking over our feet. So let's look at that. So there's two options here for you. If you're feeling uncomfortable to try and bring this forward, so what we're doing is we're having our rear foot is at 45 degrees, okay? And then if we look naturally, our body's going to want to be facing slightly to the open space, right? But what we're really doing in Warrior 1 is trying to rotate our shoulders and bring the hips forward. So if we imagine that we're trying to scissor or pull this left hip back and pull the right foot forward. It doesn't need to be square, but it's just facing more forward, okay, with our hips. If that's too much, you can actually still bend your knees a little bit. So, or bring your foot forward a little bit to give you a little bit more access, okay? So you don't need to be super long stance. All right, so that's setting it up. Hands on hips, inhaling. And then we're going to be exhaling and rotating, opening the arms up, and then looking, and then coming. So from here, yes, that's it. That way, yes, sorry, my bad. We're rotating to the same side where our bent knee is. Fantastic. You could be looking over your arms, right? Let's twist, inhaling, hands up again, and then down to hips. All right, one more time. Inhale, set. And then rotate, arms in a T. Looking over at the hand. Fantastic work. Inhaling. And then exhaling, cactus. So now what I want you to imagine, guys, inhale, arms up. And then rotate, exhaling. Yes, that's fantastic work. All right, it's trying to imagine that we're standing straight. Right, keep the body up. Fantastic work. Inhaling. Rotating and down to cactus. Come down to the side. Loosen the arms off. All right, fantastic work. And then inhaling and then setting. Bring the foot back up, loosening off. What we'll be doing now is changing to the different sides and then we'll add to that. All right, so setting our feet again as per normal, as what we've been doing. Lift the toes up, lower them down, hands on hips to set. Inhale, and then exhaling, moving the left foot back. I'd break this down into stages so then that way we could feel and build the base up on our feet. We're not trying to rush through a shape. Okay, guys, have a look at your front foot. We're bending our knee and then looking at the knee tracking over the toes. We don't want the knee to be collapsing in like this because that's where it puts pressure on our knee. So if we look at our knee and rotate it and look over the foot while it's bent, that's fantastic. Yes, fantastic. And then from there, right, our set. We don't want to be walking the tightrope. This makes things difficult for our hips to come back. Bless you. All right, so we're here, hands on the hips, and our body's naturally going to want to face towards the open space. So let's have a look at that now. All right, so our body's naturally turning here. We inhale and we set. Then we're going to scissor our right leg back and hip forward. This can also be done by trying to squeeze the butt slightly as well. Fantastic work here. Inhaling, hands up, and then we're going to rotate now in a T. Fantastic work. Yes, that's it, guys. Inhaling, hands up, looking up, and then going into our cactus. That's it, pulling the stomach in when we breathe out. Inhaling. One more turn. Engage the Ujjayi breath if that's in your practice. Inhaling. Cactus. And then down. Right, inhale to set. Step forward. All right. So we always try and do it so that I have an inhale to set and then exhale to move. That allows us to build that breath in as well and work on our breathing. Fantastic work. All right, we're adding to that this time now. All right, so I'll give the cues. Hands on hips, setting our feet again and our shoulders back. Inhale to grow, grow tall, grounding, and then right foot back is the one we're moving. Exhaling. Again, bending the front foot, rear foot 45 degrees. From here, you might want to try and then scissor your hips forward and where shoulders are coming forward. Excellent work there, everyone. Right, this time, yeah, inhaling. And then exhaling, hands come down and we're going to clasp them behind our back if that's in your practice, or you could do like, we're at ease like this, guys, or you can also have the option to touch each elbow. But from here, we're clasping our hands. Right, so inhaling again, we're pushing our hands down to the ground and that's opening up our shoulders. From here, we're doing what we call exalted, right? Or inhaling and then bending forwards, knee, your thigh and belly can come to the thigh, that's all right. All right, fantastic work. 2 breaths here. Notice where the air goes. And then inhaling to come back up. And then exhaling, pushing down with our hands, opening up the shoulders a bit more. Inhaling now. Bring them up. We're adding back to the twist. We did this before. Exhaling. Looking over our shoulder. Inhaling. Exhaling, hands down. Clasp behind the back. Set. And then exalt. There we go. Boom. Or humble warrior is the other name. Inhaling. Come up. And letting go of the hands and loosen off. You know where we're going now with the other side. I'll turn around here so that we could give you guys a little bit more cues. All right, fantastic work. Let's take a quick drink if you do need. Our standing series today. We're working a lot on the standing series, which is good. So what I want you to guys to take notice of is when we set our feet and we're doing our breathing, a lot of the time when we're breathing out, we, saying moving the top body, but when we are breathing out I want you to imagine that you're pushing the ground down with your feet as we're coming into it. So then that way we're pushing equally on the front and back legs, they're grounding, and that allows us to ground and pull our belly in, okay? So that's where we're going, and that really sets our core on fire. We can do some extra ones there to set it even more on fire if you want later on. That's all right. We're setting and stabilizing our core. Alrighty guys, from here, inhaling, hands on hips, and then exhale, setting. Foot back there, let's adjust. Let's have a look now. Have a look down. We don't want to be walking a tightrope, so you might want to have a look at putting your foot out a little bit more. Rear foot is at 45 degrees. Front foot is bent. And we're looking over and we're watching so that our knee's not coming in. Fantastic work. Bringing our body up, upright. That's it. So if we're finding it struggling to go upright, close the stance off a little bit more. Our body's looking like it's naturally tilting. So what we're going to do is scissor this hip back. So we're shifting the weight forward and looking forwards. Fantastic work. So let's just take a breath in now, just to see where our feet is, to imagine that. Right, inhaling, grow, and then we're pushing up equally on both feet, right? So we're really setting a stable base. One more time. Pushing on our feet. Fantastic work from here. Inhaling. And we're turning this time. Exhaling. Forget what we did with the sequence there. That's all right. Looking over the shoulder. We'll get there. All right. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Hands behind the back. Clasping. Now, from here, inhale. Push. Down, your hands down, all right? We're opening up the chest. Fantastic work. And then set, and then exhale. Hinging at the hips, belly might go to thighs. Right, last thing to move is the head, right? Or not to move, is to loosen. So we're going there. We're going to take 2 breaths here. Fantastic work. Inhaling to come back up. Under control, letting go of the hands by the side. Okay, we are really stretching open, opening up the heart and stretching out those shoulders, the chest as well. So from here, looking down at our hips again, resetting. Inhale, hands on hips. Exhaling, rotating forward, scissoring the legs in front and back. Right, equal weight on both hands. Inhaling. Exhaling, down, clasping behind the back. Inhale. Exhale, push the hand away, opening up the chest a bit. Inhale. Exhaling, exalted or humble. Warrior 1, pushing away the feet, and 2 breaths here. Pull in that belly when you come in. Fantastic work. Breathing in. Coming up. Inhaling. Hands up. We're going to do the twist now. And then excellent. Looking over. It was slightly out that sequence, but that's okay. We did all of the movements. Inhaling. Hands back down. And let's step to the front of the mat. Fantastic work there, guys. Right, so we've added a little bit more now. One more new move, which is the humble in Warrior 1. Fantastic work. All right, let's move to our other standing, our Warrior 2 and Reverse Warrior series. So from here, let's have a look now. Hands on, feet shoulder width apart. Breathe up, hands on hips, and then exhaling. Moving out, sorry. I should have cued that a bit better. All right, let's move our right foot back. So now that we're looking down, our feet are in line with each other. Right, so however is more comfortable for you, you might feel that a 90 degree or the toes towards the long end is okay. If we have on 45 degrees, that's also okay. All right, so we're having 90 degrees. Let's look down at our legs here. Front foot's bent. We're looking over our toes and we're getting a sense that our hips opening up a little bit more. Fantastic work. All right, so from here, instead of the body sort of going 45 degrees, we're going to inhale, and then we're going to go to the long edge of the mat. Go to the long edge of your mat. Fantastic work there. Now inhaling, arms up, that's it, beautiful. And then looking to the front, strong Warrior 2. All right, so what we're doing is we're placing equal weight on the front and back. All right, so we don't need to lean forward. We'll do that in a second. So let's do 2 breaths here. Tucking in that belly as we breathe out. One more. Right, from here, breathing in as we reach forward. Once we can't reach forward now, flip the grip. And then exhaling. Reaching the arm for the sky and then looking up, that side body stretch. All right, that's Reverse Warrior. Hand could be on the back of the leg or on the hip, whichever is more comfortable. Or third option, keep breathing guys, is hand behind here. So if I start talking guys, don't forget to keep breathing, all right? One more time. And then inhaling, coming back to Warrior 2, hands it. And then inhale, stepping to the front of the mat. Cool, excellent work. We're swapping sides now. So we're moving our left foot back on this one here. All right, shake it off. Hands by our sides, mountain pose. Right, from here we're imagining that we're a stake, from our feet all the way through to the crown of the head. That's where we're looking at to be able to be a nice solid stake here. Inhaling, grow a little bit taller, and then exhaling, moving under control that front foot. The back foot now should be facing the long edge of the mat. Let's start this again. Having a look, bending the front knee. Right, it might actually work that you might squeeze your butt a little bit as well if that works for you. Looking, our knee is tracking over, it's not collapsing in. That's the biggest one. If you feel like it's collapsing in, shorten your stance a little bit, because what we're really focusing on is opening up our hips. From here, hands on hips. And then exhaling, facing that. Yes, that's it. There's our body. Inhaling, hands up. Right, and then exhaling, looking to the front of the room. I'm breaking it down into stages, guys, here, so we're really linking in the breath and the movement. Fantastic work. Amazing. All right, let's 2 breaths here. Reaching for the front and the back of the room and then pushing away at our feet at the same time. Inhale, back it off a little bit, and then inhaling, coming into reverse, flip your grip, and then come over the top. Scoop it up, feel that side stretch, or look out for a side stretch in the side body here. Looking up to your gaze to your hand, all right? Reaching up more than reaching back. That's what we're looking for, right? You can actually move your back here, 2 breaths. One more. And then inhaling, and then, right, inhale, and then step up to the front of the mat. Perfect work, guys. Shake it off. A little bit of a jiggle. Yeah, my yoga's a little bit more flexible in the way that we do it, right? It's not so rigid. Flexibility. Oh no, in the sequencing, there's other ways that I like that type of practice as well. But when we're doing this, it really goes in to be able to see me as the instructor. I need to see where everyone is and then adapt as well. So that's right, adapt and overcome, calling in the engineers is what they call it, isn't it? All right, so last one here, we're going to add this one more move to this one, to this sequence. So setting, right foot's the one that goes back today, guys. Inhaling, looking up, hands come to sky, and then exhale. Move the foot back, hands on hips. Let's see where we are now. Okay, so our front foot's bent, facing towards the front of the room. We're in our stance there, right? Foot's facing the back, our chest is there. Inhaling, hands come up. Let's release the wings, that's it. And then exhaling, head looks to the front of the room. 2 breaths now. Inhale. All right, we're expanding from all limbs. Inhale. Push the ground away with your feet. Inhaling, reach forward, reach forward, reach forward, reach forward, flip, and then reverse. Fantastic work. 2 breaths here. Look up your hands. Look up the hands. One more. Now, staying in the same position here, right, is inhale. I'm going to exhale as we come down now. Look at your forearm. Forearm is going to come down and rest on our thigh. Forearm is resting on our thigh. So let's create a platform, right? If it might work here for you guys, is just keep your rear hand on your hips. On your hip. So then that way we could come in. Fantastic work. And we're like saying, can you give me some change? All right. From here, inhale. Peel the chest open a bit more. Fantastic. And if it's in your practice, straighten your arm. That's it. To the sky or overhead is fine. But what we're looking for is to barrel the chest open. So your chest will be facing the wall. Fantastic work. Extended side angle. Inhale. Exhaling. Fantastic work. One more. All right, from here, we're going to be doing a little bit of a thing. We'll add a little bit more on from last week. We're inhaling. Let's close this up now. All right, let's straighten the shoulders. Maybe you might want to take a runner's lunge here. We're straightening our hips and moving forward. Yeah, right, and then stepping back up to here. My little flow then I was going to try and do the archer. If you weren't here last week, it was doing the archer, but I thought, oh no. All right, yeah. My adaptable on that one didn't really work out as well as what I wanted. That's okay. Well, you've got to take ownership when it doesn't quite work out as what you want. All right, so from here, guys, going to be doing the left leg now, the last bit of the standing series. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling hands. We're shifting our left leg now and moving that into Warrior 2 pose as we exhale. Right, back foot's towards the long edge of the mat. Front foot is towards the short edge of the mat. We're bending our knee and looking down and making sure that our knee's not collapsing in. All right, so we're getting a sense that our hips are open. From here, inhale, hands up, and then exhaling, look to the front of the room. Warrior 2. All right, now give your butt a bit of a squeeze. So if you feel like you're doing, it's come out a little bit, give the butt a bit of a squeeze and it actually will straighten it up a little bit more. Fantastic work. Breathe in. 2 breaths here. Breathe out. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Moving into reverse warrior now. Inhaling. Reaching forward. Flip the grip. And then scooping up the air. Gaze to your... you can take the gaze to your fingers, or even if you feel comfortable with the balance, is looking down at the back blade of your foot. That might also work as well with the stretch. Yogi's choice on those ones here. 2 breaths here. Make the bad man stop. One more, right, inhaling. Right, we're shifting now, transitioning as we exhale, right, our forearm is going to go onto our leg. Yes, that's it. Fantastic. Now let's work this one here, hands on hips, and then peel our chest open towards the edge. Yep, that's it, towards the cupboards. And then if it works for you, reach the hand overhead. Okay, now what we want to do is with the hand, have a look at your palm. You kind of want it facing the ground, right? So not up this way towards the ground. That's it, closing that off. Fantastic work. Barreling open. 2 breaths here. Now under control, inhale. We're stepping up to the front of the mat. Oh, that works, that one. Shall we do some balancing? I'm going to work on our little, our gyroscope again. Sharon's going, no thanks. But we will be working that again, so. All right, so this one here is going to be inspired. This is like, we're not doing the full rotation, but we're just doing sort of hip ones, right? So in Muay Thai, that's what they do. They check, right? They come up like this, boom. And that's what they're doing. So what we're going to be doing is not Muay Thai, but we're going to be doing some sort of movement there where we're coming into the balance today and just moving in, boom, and then stepping out, all right? So what we're doing is practicing, probably, it's like that, and then coming down, and then it's not quite yogish, but it is a little bit, and then we're going to bring in with our knee, and then down. So that's the balancing move. As we're checking, or we're actually moving into a car. All right, so we're getting into a car or check, however you want to visualize it. I'm giving you options. As from here, we're going to set our legs again, right? And then our right foot is the one that's going to raise. So from here, inhaling. Here, let's have a look at this. So balance, yes. Or you could even be on your toes if that works for you. And then exhaling, rotate the hip around. And then placing the foot down, hands down. All right, this time here again. When we go, just hands up, balance, rotate the hips around, square them off, and then exhaling. All right, fantastic work. Or you could go around in the clockwork, whichever works for you. All right, so from here, left foot now, inhaling, balancing. We could flex that foot if that works for you to give you extra balance, and then exhaling. Hands come down to the side. Right, you could squeeze your butt a little bit, and then our feet are in that 90 degrees, right? And then from here, again, inhale, lift the leg up, rotate around, and then down. All right, so we're working, giving our hips a little bit of loving. All right, so from here, we're actually going to do a full clock this time, and it's going to be the right foot, and then rotate around, as we've done in previous weeks. Inhaling, exhaling, turn the hip, lead with the hip, come down. Hands come down. All right, so reaching up again, inhale. They call this stalk, and then exhaling as we come down, hands down by the side. I've got my back to you guys, sorry about that. Inhaling, legs and hands up, and then exhaling, leading with the hip, coming down. One more time, inhaling, resetting our gyroscope, and then exhaling. All right. Not all rides go the same way, but we're going to go the opposite way, guys. This time it's with the left foot. All right, so jiggle it out, going for a bit of a balance. Now when I say, when I mention flex the foot, what that does is it makes us a little bit more rigid with our muscles where we might squeeze our butt and then flex the foot up. So we're pulling the toes up towards us. What that does is it allows, yes, like this. So if any of us went to recruiting school, right, it used to be on the command, up, rest. From this position here, we'll be coming down before you come down, boom. All right, so that's the, anyway, silly me, I digress. All right, so from here, left foot's the one that moves, right, inhaling, leg up, and then exhaling, lead with the hip, that's it, with the breath, right, pulling our belly in as we breathe out, inhaling. And then, got my back to you, sorry guys. All right, one more time, 2 more times, inhaling. And then exhaling as we lead with our leg, one last one, inhaling. And then to the front, fantastic work. All right, so now we're gonna do a few helicopters, right? So imagine that we're holding the goon bag at the end of the thing here. We're playing Goon of Fortune. All right, so we're going to do 6 revolutions on the right, slowly at your pace, because I don't want you to get busy. But what I want you to do is tie in your breath to it. So as we're going in, yes, if you want to stagger, that's fine. All right, so I'll give a demonstration. It's the inhaling for half and then exhaling. Do it at your pace, right? So we're going to do 6 revolutions of that and then go back the other way. The reason why we're doing this is because as we get older, our internal gyroscope actually goes out. So then that way, sometimes when we lift our head up really quickly, you get a feeling of vertigo. That's the reason why, is that over time it can go, and this helps reverse that. All right, so we're going to be turning. Which way is it? Are we going to go right or left? Right? Yeah, okay, no worries. Okay, so from here, guys, hands up in the T, inhaling. As we rotate, exhaling. 1, inhaling. Exhaling. 2, all right, head spinning a little bit, inhaling. Exhaling. 3, right, we're spinning on the spot. 4, 2 more, last 2. Exhaling. Some of us who've got the grandkids or some nieces and nephews might be able to play the game as well with them. All right. Next time we've got the show, all right, the Royal Show, you'll be able to go on one of those crazy graviton rides. No, anyone? No one? No takers? Have a hot dog and do one of those things. All right, let's go the left way this time. I got it. And then inhaling, exhaling. 1. We're not stopping past go this time. Inhaling, exhaling, reversing the other way. Inhaling, exhaling. That's 3, right? Yeah. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. That's 5. Last one. And exhaling. Hands down. All right, cool. We're also working our shoulder muscles there, all the little micro muscles to keep them up. Let's shake it out a little bit and work our way down towards the floor, hey guys? All right, from here, let's have a sip of our drinks. If you've got water. All right, let's see if we could... Let's test on this one. Actually, no, I don't want to break any hips. All right, so let's get down how we usually would. All right, it'd be the yogi squat. Is everyone okay here to maybe have a go, invite to have a go at doing this squat? All right. Yeah, so from here, well, let's have a look. And so if not, that's okay. You might want to use the chair to get down there with the squat. That's absolutely okay. So from here, let's have a look at our feet and take them pretty much mat width wide. What we're going to be doing now is placing our feet out on an angle a little bit more. And then from here, what we're going to be doing, so whatever's comfortable for you, is just imagining that we're actually just taking a seat right down here. So from here, inhaling to set, and then as we lower, we're tracking our knees. We could put our hands on our knees actually, right? That might be all right for you for your squat, right? Head, chest up. Look at me, right? Beauty. Right, from here, go a little bit lower. See if you can go lower. Right, hand, and we might want to use the blocks if that works for you. Right, fantastic work. Or we can come down on our knees. Right, we can support our knees coming in a little bit more. Right, we're working in the garden. Right, drop of the soap. No one's been in. Okay, no worries. Now let's work our way down to the bottom. That's fantastic work, guys. All right, so we're going to be working on that as well in the next few weeks, so that we could. That's a real good hip opener, as well as stabilizer. Yeah. Okay, from here. Might work. Have you got from here? All right. So from here, I'm just going to do a little bit of preparatory work there for like a tabletop. So from here, with our hands, guys, ground pose is place your hands just slightly further back. That's it. Now, for some people, your hands work better forward. Mine don't because of my shoulders. I like to face mine slightly out, splayed a little bit. My hands are a bit splayed. And what we're doing is just practicing lifting our hips a little bit, all right? So from here, this might be good for you. From here, we're going to be going into reverse tabletop. That's where we're wanting to go, all right? And then back down. So that's the movement. Okay, so we're gonna, again, inhale, set, that's it, chest open, and then exhaling. Right, we might just go here, but push away with your heels. All right, that's where we're pushing with your hands, and then exhaling, back down. Fantastic work. If it's hurting, then don't. What you do is the modification is to lie down, and then have your hands by the side, and then push up. So this is where we're doing. We're only just moving this motion of our pelvic floor. Okay, so if that's hurting your shoulders, I would give you that option. Okay, lie down on the ground. And we're doing our bridge pose. So from here, this is a little bit into reverse plank, setting our feet. So when we come up, we want to push away with our heels and push with our hands, right? So this might even just be enough for you. So inhale to set and exhaling. And then if you're here, then we could push up with the hands, right? Push away with the hands, squeeze the shoulder blades and then exhaling, all right? So we don't need to keep our shoulder blades right out because as we come up, that motion makes our shoulder blades come in and we give a little bit of a squeeze right at the end. One more time, guys. Setting the hands, set, perfect. You could do it. You could do the bridge. You wanna? Yeah, good. You all right? Okay, cool. All right. So from here, set, chest out, and then exhaling. All right. Fantastic work. All right. 2 breaths here. One more breath. Inhaling, and then, actually, I did say that was going to be the last one, but what I want you to do is, if it's in your practice, right, is to look to the roof with this. Instead of looking forward, we're closing it. This pose here, the reason why we're coming up is actually to open up that airway. So if it's in your practice and you feel comfortable, look straight up at the sky, at the top, and then have an open mouth when we do the breath. And then see where that air goes. I want you to notice where the air is going in that moment. All right, from here. If you are in the prone or lying down, is maybe lift the chin up a little bit more and opening up the mouth. Okay, so from here, set, and then exhaling. We're looking up at the sky now, right? Opening up the mouth, full open mouth. One more time. Inhale through the nose and then exhaling, coming back down. Fantastic work. Putting the feet out in front of us. Fantastic. Yes. Okay, we're going to finish this off now. Is coming down and we're going to be doing supported knees, supported legs up the wall. So have your block handy. Fantastic work, handy Andy. All right, from here, make your way down comfortably to your back. All right, cool. From here is the block. We're going to inhale and lift up our hips a little bit and replacing the block underneath our sacrum, right? Not on the lower back bit where it bends, is where your tailbone is. You want to rest that there, where your tailbone is, and then let your pelvis down onto it. Okay, hands can be by the side, palms down, right? We're setting up here like all of these poses, and then maybe wriggle your shoulders, right? And then see where your shoulder blades are. And we're trying to have that whole upper back in contact with the ground, and then release your head, right? So when I say release your head, you should be able to just rock your head side to side, right? And then to feel that sort of the back of your head make contact with the ground. So here now we're going to go into our legs up the wall pose. One leg at a time, starting with the right leg, inhaling, right leg up. We're going to flex that foot, so pull those toes back towards you. And then exhaling, lifting the left leg up. Right, both legs are going to be together. Legs up the wall, supported. Fantastic. All right, your legs can be apart. Pull your toes back. We're going to do 3 full breaths here. 1, 2, 3. Set, and then lower the legs one at a time. That's it. Come down, right, both feet in front. We're going to be doing that one more time. This time we'll lead with the left foot, setting our back again as usual. Inhaling, left leg up. Exhaling, right leg up, pulling the toes back. Right, if it's comfortable for you to have your legs together, that's fine, or you can have your legs apart. Right, we're feeling that. And if you have a look, you can imagine we're actually in halfway lift, but the other way round. Okay, that's the halfway lift that we're doing at the moment. Also preparing for our shoulder stand down the track. All right, all right, inhaling, exhaling, bring both feet down under control, lifting the hips up and removing the block. And then allowing your lower back to make contact with the ground. We don't need that block anymore. And I just want you to take a moment now to notice your whole back, right, making contact with the ground. And then from here, we're going to be doing some supine twists. Now there's a couple of different options here, but the main thing that you need to know is you can either just shift your legs to the side. But what I want you to do is, we're going to be shifting our legs and moving it to the right hand side. But before that, let's shift our hips slightly over about an inch to the left. Right, inhaling to set, first one here. And then exhaling, dropping our knees over to the right. Now if your knees don't make contact with the ground, that's fine, because what I want you to do is concentrate on keeping both shoulders, your shoulders making contact with the ground, okay? And then take 2 breaths here and notice where the air expands to. Inhaling to bring the legs back up and then shifting the hips back to center. We're going to be moving to the left, but I wanted to explain again why we shift our hips slightly to the right, which we're going to do now. Shift them slightly to the right, only an inch, because when we drop, so inhale, exhaling, drop the hips over, making sure that our right shoulder is making contact with the floor, right? The reason why we shift our hips is so then that way when we move our hips to the left or the right, our spine actually comes to full alignment and we're not putting any extra pressure on our lower back. All right, so that's what it is. It helps with the alignment of our spine when we rotate. And then inhale, bring the legs back up. All right, so from here we're going to be just pulling our right knee in towards us, right, giving our knee a hug. All right, inhaling here, and then inhale, and then you might want to see if you can extend your left foot out, holding the knee in. All right, seeing where we are with this, maybe point your foot. Fantastic work. Inhaling that left foot back up, exhaling the right foot down, switching that out now for the left foot. Give that a hug. Inhaling, give that a hug. All right, so thank you. We're also massaging our guts as well with this. And inhale, and then exhale, straighten out your front leg if you can. Yes. All right, fantastic work. See what it's like when we pull flex our feet back, right? Flex your feet back and see how that makes a difference. And then inhaling our right leg up, and then exhaling left foot down. Ready for Shavasana. All right, and you might want to put both legs down in front of you, and we're looking now in final resting pose. Right, if that's comfortable for you. If it's more comfortable for you to have your legs wide and knees in, that's also okay. Or you can choose to come up to an easy seat, whichever way is for you. We're just going to do a bit of meditation now for a moment. All right. So if that's easy, if that works for you a little bit more, where we're sitting down. You can close down the eyes. Go internal and notice those bits in your body that you worked on a little bit more during our flow. It's only a short Shavasana today. So from here, let's come back into our body. You can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Right. If you're lying on the ground, maybe reach up overhead. If you're seated, maybe give yourself a big stretch. Whichever way it is, like you're waking up, tensing up, and then letting go. All right, and we'll all slowly meet in easy seat. Fantastic work. Yes. No, I mean. Fantastic work, guys. Yeah. You've got 1 or 2 more minutes, right, to be able to do this. Let's finish this off. And this is another little breathing thing as well that helps us bring the vibration of our body back. All right, so what we're going to be doing is we're breathing in through our nostrils. And then when we breathe out, we're making a mumbling this is the sound, right? We make a bumblebee type sound with our mouth, all right? All right, so from here, inhale. Let's do it one more time. I'm being silly. Alright, it's a bit funky, but it does actually help release up a little bit. Alrighty guys, so what we're going to be doing now is bringing our hands together in prayer, bringing them towards the middle in between our eyebrows. Taking a breath in. Hands between our eyebrows to clarify thought. Take your thumbs to mouth to clarify speech. What we say internally and externally has a big impact on how our mindset is. Hands down to heart to clarify intent. All right, thank you so much for joining me today, and namaste.
It's 9. Rather really hang around for 10 minutes.
I'll be hanging around for a little bit afterwards, guys. So if you can help pack up, that's fine. If not, that's also cool.